Hey everyone, I'm Tiff, your host, fellow autism mom of two, and founder of Spectrum Surprise subscription box for kids. Today I'm going to show you everything in the August 2019 subscription box, so let's dive on in. First, I'll show you the visual aid for the month. It is a complete behavior system, so you'll have these 3 boards and also a bag of text cards. You'll have a 3-star chart and a 5-star chart, depending on your child's skill level. And you'll also have this choice board. So the choice board is the actual rewards, and you can pick whichever items from the bag are appropriate for your family and set up your choice board. And each time that you use the behavior chart, let your child choose the reward first and stick the reward down here at the bottom so they know this is what I'm working for. And also tell them exactly what is expected to earn a star. Be consistent in using this if you want it to work. So you can use this for behaviors, for tasks, for chores, for homeschool. Lots of different things that you can actually use this for. But I suggest that if you're using it for homeschool, you use it for all the days that you do homeschool. And each time that your child completes a task, they earn a star. If you're using this for behaviors, use it every day. However you're using it, just be consistent and make sure that every time your child does that behavior or does that task, they earn a star for it. If you're consistent, it will be successful. Let's move on to the sensory toys. So first we have these jiggly-doos. These, I did not come up with a name. They are these little mochi animals. So they're squishy, sticky, rubbery little guys, and they will stick to flat surfaces, so your kids can throw them at flat surfaces and have lots of fun with that. And they also, like I said, they're just super, super squishy. If your kids don't like sticky textures, then powder this with a little bit of cornstarch, and it will leave a nice smooth texture and it won't be grainy. The next thing we have is this awesome fidget ball. So it has all these little shapes on it and they all spring out, and you can kind of twirl these around your fingers and just fidget with them in different ways. It is super cool and super fun, and it also lights up, which is always great because who doesn't like something that lights up? So it's just a super cool ball. I've never seen anything like this, so I had to grab them. The next item we have is a pop tube. Pop tubes are so much fun. They're so noisy. They remind me of a giant bendy straw, but they're much noisier. So they bend, they stretch, and you can loop it together and make different shapes with it. And another cool thing that you can do with this is you can actually use it for a speech therapy tool. So if you just bend it, you can actually turn it into a little telephone. And so your child can talk into it and hear what they're saying. And it almost sounds like they're talking into a therapy phone. So it's just like that, but it's a pop tube. So if you don't have a therapy phone, you've got a pop tube. So this is super for helping with any sort of speech therapy and articulation. Just a little side note on that, but it's also just a great fun toy. The next item we have is a stretchy band. So this giant piece of stretchy material is kind of looped together, and your kiddo can just kind of put their arms in it, put their legs in it, get inside of it, whatever they want to do, and stretch. It's great for proprioceptive input. It's basically like a heavy work activity. So like I said, they can stretch it, they can get inside of it. This is way too small for me, for the record. But they can get inside of it, kind of sit down on the floor and stretch their feet or their hands forward or both. And so I'm kind of doing that with it. And if your kid does not know what to do with it, mine did not. We've been using these for about a year and a half, somewhere in there. And at first they had no idea what to do with these. So what I would do is I would grab the top of it and I would let one of my boys just lay in here, and I really gently swing them back and forth. And then I would set them down on the floor and, put this over them and just let it hang on their back. And I would grab and stretch so that they could feel the pressure against their back. So I just grab it and stretch it forward so that they're getting this input on their back and they're feeling that deep pressure. And then, I would try to move their hands towards the front and show them that they could push. And then I demonstrate like I just did for you. And eventually they got the hang of it, and it's actually been an amazing calming and regulatory tool. So if your kid knows what to do with it, that's great. If they don't, that's a really helpful way to get them used to it and show them how to use it. So that is the stretchy band. Next we have some 3D erasers. You could use these as erasers, but I just don't have the heart to because they're so cool. But these are also great for fine motor practice because all these tiny pieces come apart. So you can actually take the little spaceships apart and put them back together, which is great for those fine motor skills. I'm going to save our last sensory item for just a minute because first I'm going to show you the autism awareness item for the month. It is very simple. It is a pencil because it is back to school time. So I decided to put the pencil in there to go along with our last sensory item, which is it's 4 items. It is a set of pencil accessories. So you'll have a couple of these little squishy, textured pencil grips. They all have different little textures on them. And then also these pencil toppers. And these are super little fidgets that are obviously classroom friendly. So it's just a great way to help your kiddo focus during class time. So there's a couple of the grips and a couple of these cool little fidget toppers in there, and they're all different styles. So there's that one. This one's kind of like a helicopter top. But these are great for use in the classroom. I know a lot of your kids are going back to school this month, so hopefully that will really come in handy for them. And in that same little bag that those were in, you'll also find a few little extras. I put in a couple extra pencils and a sharpener because you can never have too many sharpeners and pencils during school time. And also put in just this little fidget ball, little prickly guy that your kiddos can, stick in their pocket and take in classroom with them, hopefully. If not, it's great for doctor's offices and things like that, just to have a little pocket fidget. So that's it for the sensory toys. The last thing we have is a travel sensory kit, which is always my favorite because these are so much fun. This month it is a space theme. So you've got like this galaxy Play-Doh and this moon Play-Doh, and you've got, you can make little shooting stars and all these little marbles. Oops. These marbles are supposed to be planets. And you've got the little spacemen here. So you've got some astronaut figures and a whole bunch of these glowy stars. So that is the travel sensory kit. When my kids are in the car, they will actually use this, actually play with it contained in here in their car seats. So they'll just kind of like press the little marbles and stars and figures into it and, make impressions, make shapes, stuff them into the Play-Doh and then try to dig them back out. But they'll play with it inside the kit. But at home, obviously they can roll it out on the tabletop, or I'll give them a cookie sheet and, they can actually roll out all the dough and make like a nice big space scene with it. So it's super fun. I hope your kiddos love it. That is all for the month. I hope you guys have lots and lots of fun with this. I would love to hear your feedback as always. Let me know if you have any other ideas on how to use some of these items. If you're more creative than I am, share that with the community. So that's it for this month. Until next time, guys, take care.